Okay. I'm also going to post the lesson link in the Zoom chat box if you want to open it up that way.
Thank you.
Hola, Amelia.
Hello.
Hello. ¿Cómo estás? How are you?
Tired?
Tired?
Yes.
Ahora.
I'm putting the Zoom link in my sticky notes right now so I have it forever.
Good. I'm so glad. Yeah, it's going to be the same Zoom room all year, so it's a good idea to save it somewhere, all your special information. Excellent day. All right, so load up in the classroom, and last week, I just want to let you know that last week, not in this class, but in one of my classes, we had a couple issues, and I think it's because I didn't set my expectations at the beginning of the year. What I mean by that is we were trying to read our cloud boards in one of my other classes, and we had some students that were being distracting, and how they were being distracting. Emily, can you just turn off your mic, por favor?
Yeah, sorry.
De nada. How they were being distracting is that they were not human avatars. There was a bee and Pikachu, but they weren't standing still when students were presenting and or I was teaching. They were moving all around, and I found that quite distracting. And worse of it is the students found it distracting too. So it's hard for them to learn. So I've made a new couple of rules here, and I'll just let you know what they are. And these rules are just to make sure that everyone in the class can learn, because that's my job, to make sure that it's easy for everyone to learn these concepts in Spanish. So we're only allowed to be human avatars. And that's because some human avatars can't sit and they have to fly around, say if you're a bee or something like that. So we can only be human avatars in class. But if you're not in class, you can do whatever you want in 3D or be whoever you want. Also, when I'm teaching, I'm going to ask that everybody is either sitting or standing completely still. And I know it's kind of hard, but really we only have an hour of class a week. So that's just to make sure that it's not distracting for other students, because if they see you moving around, they might not be able to pay attention to the lesson. Type in C or a smiley face if that makes sense to you and you are willing to do that for the year. Excellent. I really appreciate it. And you might need reminders, but I think it's a good couple rules to do, because then we can all make sure that we're learning. And that goes for when people are presenting too. Those rules apply. They're the teacher at that moment, right? So we're going to do our best to stay still and respect that we're just listening at those times. Awesome, guys. Muchas gracias for cooperating with that. Those are my rules. I should have set them out in the beginning of the school year, but hey, we're all learning here, right? So let's go ahead and look at the lesson. I see a lot of you are looking at it already. Please feast your eyes on Espanol Level 1, Semana 6. So week 6 in your house, say semana, week, and then 6 as seis. Semana 6, week 6. Can I get Maddie to say semana 6? Can you just...
I don't know if this is just...
Kennedy, what's going on?
I don't know if it's just my computer, but when you talk, it sounds like it's shaking and I can't really understand you.
Yeah, I can hardly hear you too, Kennedy. If you want to close off Zoom and rejoin the room, that would be fine. Or try, if you're using an external mic, try to plug it in and make sure it's not loose in the connection. Try those things and let me know. Maddie, can you tell me semana 6, por favor?
Semana 6.
Excelente. Oh, and another thing, another rule that kind of goes with that, guys, is if you have a question and you want to ask me right now and you need to ask me, can you do me a favor and just put it in the chat box instead of saying it in the mic right away, because sometimes I'm just in the middle of something and I need a minute to finish my sentence and then I can get to you. So just tell me in the chat box if you need help or have a question, and as soon as I can, I'll answer you. Okay? Gracias. All right, semana 6, week 6 already. My goodness. La fecha de hoy. So let's take a look at the date today. La fecha meaning date, de hoy meaning of today. What's the date, guys? What do you think? Take a look at that, read it, and then is there a volunteer who would like to say it out loud for me?
Say it in Spanish?
Yeah. I have it written out on the top of the lesson. I'll say it right now. El 22 de octubre. And 22 is 22.
I can do it.
Okay, gracias, Mercedes.
El 22 de octubre.
Excelente. And can you say 22?
20.
Awesome. Anybody else want to give that a try? Let's get Ashton to tell me the date, por favor.
El 22 de octubre.
Excelente. And can you say 22?
22
And then de.
de October.
So close. And then it's octubre. See at the ending there? It's a little different. See, awesome. And remember that E always makes the A sound in all words. El, de, octubre, those kinds of things. Awesome. Gracias, Ashton. Go ahead, Jaden. Jaden, what's the date? ¿Qué fecha de hoy? Are you there, Jaden? I can't hear you. Make sure that your mic's turned on Zoom. Okay, we're going to have to move on. Amelia can't hear me. Oh, dear. You can't say it now, Jaden? How come?
His computer glitches out a lot. Like this happens almost every time. It goes out and then it comes back.
Oh, thanks for letting me know that. Amelia, can you hear me now? Amelia, let me know if you can hear me. I'm sorry that we're having some technical issues today. I'm not sure if Jaden can hear me right now either. Uh-oh, okay. Sorry, guys, un momento. All right, please turn off your mic, Amelia, and let's continue on. Can you hear me now, Amelia? I hope so.
Yes, I got it figured out. Somehow my music got muted, or my sound.
Oh, good. I'm so glad you can hear me. And Jaden, I hope you can hear me. Please let me know. Oh, good. And Jaden can. Yay! I'm so excited. Estoy emocionada. La fecha de hoy, Jaden. Tell me la fecha de hoy. What's the date today, Jaden?
El 22 de octubre.
Excelente. And can you say de octubre?
De octubre.
Gracias. Awesome, guys. Let's take a look at introducción, the introduction to Cognate. Buenas tardes, mis estudiantes. Good afternoon, my students. Look at how I'm saying mis estudiantes. See how they both have an S on the end? Because I'm talking about more than one student. En la clase de hoy, in today's class, we're going to review how to use Spanish articles. So we looked at how we use those a, an, and the words. And and how to use them, and that we have different ones in Spanish. And then I put y practicaremos, so that's we will practice in one word, practicaremos, reciting Spanish numbers, because that was your homework for last week. Then we're going to look, we're going to move on to learn about vocabulario de familia, so family vocabulary. How can you talk about your family? What would you say? And then we're going to look at your amazing family tree project, which will be your homework for this week. ¿Están listo? Are you ready? Empecemos. Let's begin. I see that Amelia wrote she spent an hour on Duolingo this week. Excelente. That's amazing. I'm so happy to hear that. And I hope you're having fun on there too. Yeah, that's a long time for a week. My expectation is usually that you do 20 to 30 minutes, but guess what? The more you practice, the better you're going to get at Spanish. So if you can, I highly encourage doing a lot of practice on Duolingo. Let's take a look at the homework review. Remember that we learned the articles el, la, los, las for the, and then for a or an, we would say un, una, unos, or unas. So I gave you 5 little homework or 5 articles where you fill in the blank, and I have them here. So boys and girls, let's fill in the blanks now and do the homework together. ¿Qué es número 1? What is number 1? I've put the cats, and then that would be blank gatos. Go ahead and type in the chat box if you think you know what number 1 was. Oh, I'm sorry you didn't have numbers, but there were only 5, so it's pretty easy to keep track of. Awesome, Jaden. Boys and girls, ¿qué es número 1? Put it in the chat box. I should have everybody give me an article for that space. Gracias, Kennedy. Fill in the space. Fill in the blank. You can just tell me the article. Excelente, Caleb. Excelente, Mercedes, Jaden. What do you think, Maddie and Ashton? Make sure that you're looking at the homework link. And I'm just missing answers from Maddie and Ashton. Oh, there's Maddie. Good. What about you, Ashton? What do you think? What do you think it should be? Blank gatos. I want to say the cats. Awesome. If you guessed los gatos, you're right. Why is it los gatos? Can somebody describe to me why you chose los? Who can tell me?
I can.
Go ahead. Thanks, Kennedy.
So this is what I think. It's because kind of like before the S, there's an O.
Yes? See?
That's all I
And what does that mean if there's an O?
That it's masculine.
See, usually it is masculine. Excellent. So then you would look in the masculine articles. But how did you know? Why didn't you put L? Why did you put los instead of L, Kennedy?
Because it's plural.
See, masculine and plural. So all you had to do is find the masculine and plural column in the chart and then choose the one for the, which is los. Excelente. Gracias, Ashton. There you are. Awesome job. ¿Qué es número 2? Give me the article in the chat box. What did you get? Excelente, Mercedes. Oh, actually, Mercedes, it's not L. It's not L. Yes, C. C, Caleb. C, Kennedy. Anybody else? Did anyone else get anything different than that? Caleb, are you talking about libro or gatos?
Libro.
Libro. You are so close. Libro is masculine. But libro isn't plural because we don't have the S. Really close.
Oh, right.
It's masculine singular. So if you got un libro, you were correcto. Excelente. And ¿qué es número tres? What is number 3? Go ahead and type it in the chat box. And if Caleb could turn off his mic again, that would be muy bien. Gracias. Actually, Ashton, it's going to be un because el is the. This chart may have been a little bit confusing because you have the English on the right side of the chart, and it probably should have been on the very left side of the chart to make more sense. I'm going to have to switch that up. But un is a book. Un libro. Muy bien. Kennedy and Caleb are guessing número 3. That's exactly what you should be doing. La tarea. Excelente. If you got la tarea, you are correcto. Y ¿qué es the girls? ¿Qué es número 4? The girls equals what, chicas? What, chicas? Fill in the blank. Muy bien, Kennedy. Y Caleb. The girls equals blank chicas. Muy bien, Ashton, Maddie. Awesome. So if you got las chicas, you were right because chicas is feminine because of the A. Chicas is plural because of the S. And the on the chart for those feminine plural is las. Awesome job. Y last but not least, número 5, number 5, the boy, the boy, the boy. ¿Qué es el artículo? Is boy, so boy is chico. Is boy singular or plural? Is chico singular or plural? Remember, that's the first thing we have to look at. Looking at the noun, it's singular. Is it masculine or feminine then? Good, Ashton. Awesome. So I hope you guys see, Caleb, I hope you guys understand the use of articles. We're going to continue practicing throughout the year, and it's going to make more and more sense. But that's pretty much it. I feel like most of you did really well on your homework. If you didn't send me this homework assignment, please make sure that you do. Gracias.
I couldn't hear, like, the headphones stopped working. What were you saying? Sorry.
Oh, where did it cut out for you? What was the last thing you heard me say?
Around, like, when you start talking about this, I've been trying to figure it out, but I just got it back.
Okay, we were just looking at the homework for the articles.
Oh, okay.
And I was saying that if you didn't send me your article homework, to please do that.
Okay.
Yeah, we just went over the answers. Awesome, guys. Thanks for paying attention so well and participating really well also. I appreciate that. So we looked at some numbers, and I want to just go over them with you, and then numbers 1 to 20, and then I want to see if anyone can recite them to me in class, either numbers 1 to 10 or 1 to 20. I wonder if you guys could do it today. But see.
My connection to this world has disconnected a couple times.
Oh, hey Caleb, how about opening up the lesson in the Zoom chat box just in case your 3DU does something strange, and then you'll still have it.
Open up the lesson in the Zoom chat box?
Yeah. See. And then you'll always have the lesson in case 3DU shuts down again, because it sounds like the internet might be funny today. So I just posted it in there. Okay, how about we get Mercedes to share 1 to 20. Sure, go ahead. And I'll just correct you if you have any like corrections that you need. Okay.
We kind of memorized them in grade 4,
Good.
1 to 20, so.
Awesome.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Excellent. I believe actually it's DS for 10. Can you say DS?
Yes.
And then for
That's weird because when I practiced it in school, it was always this.
DS, yeah, because that Z always makes the S sound in
Yeah.
Espanol. So maybe it was just a slight thing that we didn't hear, but
It might have been Google Translate because when we didn't know how to say the word, our teacher would just go to Google Translate and say, put it in and then put it out loud.
so it'd be DS. DS.
Yeah, okay.
And then I believe for those, what do we have here? I believe, guys, for 16, 17, 18, and 19, it would be pronounced DC-sace, because that I is right after the D. And I'm just going to Google Translate, SpanishDict.com to make sure that I'm not giving you false information here. So let me just see. Okay. Ooh! DSC-sace. That's what he says. Listen. Oops.
16.
Whoa. So can you say DSC6, Mercedes?
DSC6.
C, and then say 17, 18, 19.
Okay. DSC6, DSC7, DSC8, DSC9.
Excelente. Boys and girls, repeat after me. We're going to do 16 to 20 together. Say in your house quietly after me. 16. DSC6. Say it again. DSC6. 17. Please turn off your mic, Amelia. Sounds like nice music, but now is not the time. Amelia, please turn off your mic. DSC7. Everyone in your house say DSC7. 18. 18. 18. 19. 19. 19. And then 20 is 20. 20. I would love Jaden to do 1 to 10, por favor. Go ahead, Jaden. Oh, did you guys not learn numbers last week? I may have run out of time, that's right. Jaden, would you give us numbers 1 to 10? And boys and girls, listen to how he says them, and then we'll go over them once more. Go ahead, Jaden.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Awesome job. So, I'm sorry, lo siento. I didn't realize that we didn't go over the numbers in class together. So let's just do that. Números. In your house, say the Spanish number after me. 1 es uno. Look at the spelling of it too on the lesson. Uno. 2 es dos. Just quietly in your house. Not in the mics, por favor. Dos. 3 es tres. Tres. 4 es cuatro. Cuatro. That U and the A make the wa. Cuatro. 5 es cinco. That I makes the E sound. Cinco. 6 es seis. Seis. 7 es siete. Notice how I'm pronouncing all the vowels siete with their Spanish sounds. 8 es ocho. Can you just turn off your mic, Amelia, por favor? Let's keep that thing off unless you're speaking, okay?
I do have a question. Can Ashton move? I can't really see the numbers. Thank
Sí.
you.
Gracias. Where was I? Oh yeah, 8 es nueve. And see that U and the E together, guys? Nueve, that the U and the E always makes the way sound. Nueve. 10, 10. 11, once. 11. 12 es doce. 12. Keep saying them out loud in your house, everybody. 13 es trece. 13. 14 es catorce. 14. 15 es quince. Q and U always make the k sound. Like when I say what, I can say que. So 15 es quince. 16 es dieciséis. 16. 17 es diecisiete. Basically, you're just saying 10 and then 6. 10 and then 7. Diecisiete. 18 es dieciocho. 18. 19 es diecinueve. 19. Y 20 es veinte. 20. Ashton, I'd love for you to do uno a quince, 1 to 15. Out loud, por favor.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
15, nice. And can you say for number 3, it's tres?
Tres,
Y número 4, so 4 es cuatro.
cuatro,
Excelente.
cuatro.
Is there anyone else who would like to give it a try that hasn't gone yet? You could do 1 to 5 even if you want. 1 to 10.
I can.
Awesome, Caleb. You want to give it a go?
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco,
6.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Excelente. Perfecto. Y is there anybody else who would like to go? Good practice, guys. I encourage you to speak it out for me. Okay. Keep practicing those. Use SpanishDict.com for sounding it out if you're not sure. Words like cuatro y nueve, those ones might be a little bit more difficult. And then dieciséis, diecisiete, 18, 19. Practice the ones that are hard for you. And try and be able to say números uno a veinte really well. So 1 to 20 really well.
I can do 1 to 5.
See, Amelia, go ahead.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco.
Awesome job. Okay, let's get our mics turned off, por favor. I'm going to keep mine on, but there are a couple of you that need to turn them off still. Gracias. Amelia, I'll get you to turn yours off too, por favor. There we go. Muchas gracias. Let's take a look at family vocabulary. So, vocabulario de la familia introductoria. So, this is an introduction to vocabulario de la familia. So, family vocabulary. The first kinds of things we can learn are how to tell what family members you have. And I'm going to add number 13 here, actually, because your family, like mine, can be a pet. And mascota is going to be the number 13. So that can be a pet. And actually, I'm going to also put perro for dog. Or perra, as we learned that it can be a female dog, perra. Or gato y gata for a cat, whether it's a female or a male cat. Because sometimes we consider them our family members, don't we? Boys and girls, let's learn this new vocabulary, and then I'm going to go over our cool family tree assignment that I can't wait to see what you guys create. Numero uno, the mother, or it could just be mother, and they've added the article there. It's a nice thing to get in the habit of doing, adding your article, because it can also just mean mother, but as we know, in the Spanish language, we use formal articles in the beginning before the noun a lot. The mother or mother es la madre. Say it in your house quietly, and then I'll call on some of you guys. Say la madre. La madre. And I'll get Jaden to say la madre, por favor.
La madre.
Gracias. Can I get Kennedy to say la madre?
La madre.
Perfecto. But you know what? In Spanish-speaking countries, we often just say mama, and that's like mum. We don't usually say, I am going to see my mother today. It sounds kind of formal and a little bit silly, doesn't it? But it's a nice way to refer to your mother. It's very formal and polite, but a lot of the time we just say mom, which is mama. Say mama in your house. That might have been the first word you ever uttered. Mama. Maddie, can you say mama?
Mama.
Excelente. Y father, or the father, es el padre. Say it in your house, everybody. El padre. Can I get Maddie to say el padre?
El padre.
Excelente. Can I get Caleb to say el padre?
El padre.
Awesome. And Amelia asked a good question. What if you don't have one? So are you talking about a certain family member or an animal? I know that all our families look different, and we may or may not have one of the others in our lives, but that's totally fine. Your family tree is going to be unique to you, and if you don't, you can always if you don't have a family tree that's necessarily something that you want to use, you can always make one up too out of your imagination. But all of our families look different, don't they? So, numero cuatro, dad. So that's a not so formal way of saying father. We would usually say papa. Can I get Caleb to say papa?
Papa.
Excelente. Yeah, so if you don't have a papa, that's totally fine. You just would not include them in your family tree, and maybe you have someone else that you would like to include instead. Numero cinco, a brother. I have a brother. Who has a brother? A brother is un hermano. I want you to look at this word. See how it's spelled. Un hermano. Listen to how I'm saying hermano. I'm not pronouncing the H because H's are always silent. Say a brother in your house right now. Un hermano. Un hermano. Can I get Ashton to say un hermano?
Un hermano.
Close. Try hermano.
Hermano.
Perfecto. Gracias, Ashton. Mercedes, can you say a brother in Espanol?
Un hermano.
Perfecto. Gracias. I'll get your mics to be turned off again, please, Ashton and Mercedes. Gracias. And a sister, una hermana. Take a look at the article change. From number 5, un hermano, and now we have a sister. Una hermana. Say it in your house. Una hermana. Say it again. Una hermana. Can I get Amelia to say una hermana?
Una hermana.
Perfecto. Gracias, Amelia. We see that Amelia has 1 sister and 4 brothers. Ashton has 5 sisters. 5 hermanas, Ashton. Wow. And Caleb has a sister named Naomi. Ashton has sisters. Oh, Caleb wrote his sister's name on the cloudboard. Mercedes is lonely. She may not have any siblings. And that's okay too. All of our families look different. I have siblings, but they live really far away. So basically all I have is my pets. So my pets are kind of like my kids in a way. My family for sure. Oh, you have a brother, Mercedes. You have un hermano. Very cool. Que chido. Nice, Ashton. All right. What's next? ¿Qué más? What's more? ¿Qué más? Pets. Oh, there is pets over there. So, oops. I'm going to just do a little bit of a rearranging on here. Let's go to the number 7 now. It's grandmother. And I'm going to say las mascotas. I'm going to put that at the bottom because that is plural. All right. The grandmother es, listen, abuela. See the U and the E in there making the way sound? Abuela. Say it in your house. Abuela. That's a good question, Jaden. Thanks for putting that question in the chat box. I appreciate that. And you can certainly make a PowerPoint presentation. We'll go over all those options in un momento, but it's going to be open to your creative decisions for this assignment. So I am quite open with how you're going to do your presentation. Abuela. Y número 8 es grandfather. Abuelo. Abuelo. Notice the O at the end, making it a masculine. Abuelo. Say abuelo in your house. Say abuelo, grandfather, in your house. Say grandmother in your house. Abuela. Abuela. Go ahead, Caleb. Say grandmother out loud.
Abuela.
Excelente. And I will get Kennedy to say grandfather out loud.
Abuelo.
Excelente. Yo tengo un tío. I have an uncle. Uncle es tío. Say tío en su casa, in your house. Tío. Those are great questions. Let's save our questions about the family tree for in the homework section in a minute, okay? And I'd be happy to answer all of them after our vocabulary here. Gracias, Ashton. Tío, and then auntie es tía. Tía. Say tía en su casa. And I will get Jaden to say uncle out loud, por favor. And Amelia, please turn off your mic. Try and remember that one, okay? There's a little bit of background noise. So. Jaden, are you there? Can you say tío? And okay, maybe I'll get Caleb to say tío.
Tío.
Gracias. And Jaden, you want to say it? I see your mic just turned on. Oh, I can't hear you. I think something's wrong with your Zoom today, or your mic, Jaden. And tía, I will get Amelia to say tía out loud, por favor. Tía Maria, Mercedes says.
Tío.
Nice.
Tía.
Gracias. Uncle and auntie. See. And then if you have a cousin that you want to add in your family tree, a female cousin is prima. Say prima out loud. Prima. And can I get prima? And can I get Mercedes to say prima?
Prima.
Awesome. And a male cousin would be primo. Say primo en su casa, in your house.
Casa.
Prima. Primo es cousin. And when I say en su casa, I'm saying in your house. So say that in your house, meaning not say it in the mic. Primo.
I have a question.
¿Qué su pregunta, Amelia? What's your question?
I was wondering, in Google Drive, how do you make a PowerPoint? I've been looking at it for a while and I don't know how.
I don't think it would be in Google Drive, but let's talk about that after class, can we? That's a good question. But I just want to finish up our last words here. Mascotas. That's pets. Say mascotas en su casa. Y dog you might have, so perro if it's a male dog, y perra if it's a female dog, and then cat, gato, male cat, gata, female cat, and then you just add an S on the end if it's more than one. Gatas, gatos, perras, perros. And if you wanted to say pets, it would be las mascotas. Muy bien. We have 20 minutes left, so I'll just answer. That was you, Mercedes, that had the question about the PowerPoint. Is it?
No, me.
Oh, it was Amelia. Okay. So what I do for PowerPoint is, you know how you have like Word document? You can use Word document, and then with the Word document, it comes with a PowerPoint, like a Word PowerPoint. And then it comes with a Word Excel and a whole bunch of programs. See if you have a PowerPoint program on your computer already. And if not, you might be able to download it. But I'm pretty sure it's with Microsoft Word in like a package that you get all those things. Does that make sense, Amelia?
I have it.
Oh, good. That's
Yeah.
what you can use. Awesome. And Ashton, you say you have a lot of primos, so you can say muchos primos, many cousins, if they're male cousins. Oh, just one other thing, guys, I wanted to mention. Remember we were talking about how nouns can be masculine or feminine? For instance, if you wanted to say you have a group of male cats, you would say gatos. Right? Amelia, can you just turn off your mic again, por favor? And what if you have what if you want a group of female cats? What would you say? So a group of male cats would be gatos. A group of female cats would be what? If gatos is a group of male cats. You would say gatas, sí, if it's a group of female cats. We talked about masculine and feminine, but what if, here's a question for you, pregunta. What if it's a group of a mix of female and male cats? What would you say? You can just guess here. What if it's a group of female and male cats? What would you call it? That would be the article, yeah. It would be masculine. You guys are right. If we have a group of something that's female and male, we always consider it masculine in our writing. So a group of female and male cats would be gatos. Type in a smiley face if that makes sense. Type in a sad face if you need me to explain again. Grandparents would be abuelos. We're using the same rule. If it's a female and a male together, we make it the masculine in our plural noun. Is that a smiley face or a confused face, Mercedes? Okay, good. Type in a smiley face. Okay, so Jaden, what I'm saying is, do you remember how So we have like a cat would be gatto or gatta, right? Depending on if it's a male or female cat. A group of male cats would be gatos, right? A group of female cats would be gatas, right? But if we have a group with male and female, what do we say? We always consider it masculine. So a group of female and male cats would be what? Type it in the chat box. Gatos. See, we consider it masculine. So really, we don't know by looking at it if there's females in that group, but that's what we say if there is. What about if perro is male dog and if perra is a female dog? What if we wanted to say a group of dogs, but mix of female and male dogs? What would the word be? Perros. Sí, Ashton. Perros. So does that make a little bit better sense? Gatos, Mercedes says. Good. Perros, sí.
So wouldn't that a group of fertile males?
What's your question, Jaden?
Wouldn't that mean a group of fertile males?
Yes, it also means that. You're totally right. So if you have a group called perros, it can either mean a group of male dogs or a group of a mix of female and male dogs. We always consider it masculine if there's one or more male in the group. Does that make sense? All right. And I'm happy to explain that again if you're having problems still, but I hope it's clear to you so far. We have 10 minutes, so instead of doing this little practice where you tell me what your family members are, we can do that next week too. For instance, next week we'll have fun saying I have 2 sisters and 1 brother, something like that. I could say yo tengo 2 hermanas y 1 hermano. Let's practice that more next week too, because I just want to go over nuestra tarea, our homework, por esta semana. Por esta, this, semana, week. Caleb, what's that face mean? Is there something I can help clarify, Caleb?
I think it's supposed to be a happy face.
Oh, okay, good. Awesome, guys. So let's all take a look at su tarea por esta semana, our homework for this week. And I'm going to go over something called our family tree assignment. And let me read it over first, and then I will take questions, preguntas, después, after. Family tree assignment. Your task for this week is to create a labeled drawing. Now you can do this by hand or on the computer, any way that you want to get this done, of your family tree. And I have a couple examples to show you what a family tree looks like at the end of this explanation. You may or may not draw pictures of your family members, but it's encouraged because we get to share these with each other next week, and it's so fun learning about each other's families and how different they all can be. So I do encourage you, if you can, to put some pictures in there. You can even take a picture of them or cut out a picture and glue it on, totally however you want. But these are some requirements of what has to be. So number 1, you're going to make your family tree. So it has to be an image of a family tree. You could do it on construction paper, regular paper, poster board, or on the computer, maybe Word document or PowerPoint, or there's another way, paint on their computer, whatever you want to do to create that tree of your family. Número 2, you need to include at least 4 family members. Now, when I say family members, if you don't have 4 family members, You can even add a pet. You can make an imaginary family member. You can say Taylor Swift is your hermana, your sister, if you want. This can also be imaginary. It can be totally real. It can be partially real, partially imaginary, or it can be totally imaginary. So I just want you to have fun with it, and you are learning. The key to this is be learning your family vocabulary, right? Number 3, each family member needs to include in writing. So you can have a picture or not, but you need to include these things in your sections on the family tree. So it has the person's name. So it might be Cindy. And the person's relationship to you. So madre, hermana, tia. So you're telling me whether they're your mother, sister, aunt, whatever Cindy is. And then I have some examples of what that might look like in writing. So it's almost like you're going to write little tiny sentences about them. So you can say, ella es mi madre. So she is my mother. And then su nombre es Maria. So her name is Maria. And in your homework notes, I will have a whole bunch of Spanish words laid out for you to choose from to help you form some little sentences that you can write on those sections of your family tree. You could say, he is my dad. Él es, mi papá. Él es mi papá. He is my dad. And then his name is Tony. Su nombre es Tony. Things like that. And you can get creative and make your sentences a little bit different, but you're just describing who they are and what their name is, or what their name is and their relationship to you. So if they're your mother, brother, father, whatever. I also say if you want to go extra and beyond, if you want to challenge yourself because this is quite easy for you, I encourage you to add more to tell us about them on your family tree. For instance, you could add some of their physical descriptions or their personality traits. Maybe your Auntie Cindy's really tall. Ella es alta. She is tall. Or ella es muy alta. She is very tall. Maybe she's kind and good. Ella es muy. She is very simpática. So kind, y buena, and good. So you can have fun with that. If you do decide to add extra, I won't mark if it's wrong. Like I won't take off marks if you're not sure how to put those sentences together. Anything extra that you're doing is just for your own benefit. I won't mark against you for that. And like I said, it can be a fictional or real family. So you can create Minnie and Mickey Mouse as your parents. Katy Perry could be your cousin. If you want to do something imaginary, you may. Jaden, hold on to your question for un momento. Thank you for telling me in the chat box. I'm just going to tell you what the marks are out of, and then I'm going to take preguntas, questions. So this project is out of just 10 marks, but I'm going to be giving you 6 marks for all the written, created parts, so not your speaking part. So I'm looking for proper spelling and grammar, and you need to use those Spanish accents. And I'm going to include that in the homework notes again, and you can always Google how to get those too on your own time. I'm looking for it to be neat and tidy in organization, having at least 4 family members. I want to see that you actually put a little bit of effort into this to make it a nice looking project. And give each member their name and their relationship to you. So all that's required for the writing part is telling us your name. So Cindy, let's use Cindy. And then if it's your sister, ella es mi hermana. She is my sister. So you're giving a little sentence to describe who they are to you. And then just before we take questions, we have 4 marks for sharing. So I want you to share your family tree out loud and read what you've written next week. And I want you guys to practice before next class, reading it out and focus on that proper pronunciation of those special Spanish letter sounds, right? Like E making the A sound, I making the E sound, and you have cool letters like double L that make the Y sound, those kinds of things. Excelente! I would love to take some preguntas ahora. Jaden, ¿qué es su pregunta? What is your question? Jaden, what's your question?
Can you if your person isn't someone from your family tree isn't alive, can you still do it?
If they're not of your family and what?
If they're if they're not alive but they're still from your family?
Sure. You can definitely add them. What's family to you, right? If you feel like there are certain people or even animals that belong or don't belong in your family, that's for you to decide. This is your own personal family tree, so you can just do what feels right for you.
Miss Donovan?
See, Caleb?
How do you say great grandma?
Gran abuela.
Gran abuela. Okay.
Gran means great, yeah.
Okay.
And Ashton, what's your question? Oh, can I get Ashton to ask his question and then we'll go to you, Mercedes?
Do we do this in English or do we write it in Spanish? Or both?
Español, siempre, always español. And it can be extra. If you wanted to do a version in English, you may, but that's just extra. But always in Spanish. Awesome. Mercedes?
Yeah. How do you say second cousin in Spanish? Because I have a cousin, but they're not really that close to me.
That's a great question. You can always say segunda if it's a female cousin, segunda prima, or segundo primo. See how they match in masculinity or femininity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Donovan.
De nada. And you guys can use SpanishDict.com for single words too for translations. Any other preguntas?
Miss Donovan?
Sí, Kennedy.
Can you do it on a poster board and then take a picture and then send it to you?
Sí. Sí, por favor. Make sure that you do send me a picture of your assignment or send me your assignment somehow. I always need your assignments in my email box because that's how I keep track of them and mark them, and I can send them back to you once I've marked them. I'm just in the process of marking some of your old assignments right now, so those will get back to you soon. Any other preguntas before we pray and you're dismissed?
I have a question.
Sí, Jaden?
Can you all of the family people in Spanish are on the document?
Yes. In your homework notes, so I'll give you the link and then scroll down in your homework, and I always have the class notes, and I'm going to include a lot of information this week that will give you all the family members and other things that you can add for your family tree sentences. I can't wait to see what you guys create. Any other preguntas? Okay. Let's just close our eyes and thank God for this day, and then you'll be dismissed. Dear Jesus, thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you for the sun and the rain, which makes everything so green and fresh. We give you thanks for our families, God, and all of our different kinds of families and our friends and all those people in our life that support us and help us grow and just love us unconditionally, just like you, God. We love you so much, and I pray that these kids have a healthy and happy week learning a lot of things. In Jesus' name, amen. If you agree, you can type or say amen.
Amen.
How do you say amen in Spanish?
It's actually using the Spanish letter sounds. It's still spelled amen, but we say amen because A makes the A sound in Espanol. Good question. Gran pregunta. Amen, you guys. Have an excellent day, and you are officially dismissed.
Gracias.
De nada. Adios, mis amigos.
Gracias. Adios.
Adios.
Adios,
Adios,
gracias.
señorita.
Adios.
Adios, everyone.
Ideal